All right. I have a confession to make. I hope that you can hear me properly. I hope that I'm going to find everything over here. All right, so I'm Péter Földházi, and I usually talk about test automation and other technical topics. But today, I'm going to be talking about beer. Oh, I'm really happy to hear so many people be so excited about it. So I'm a homebrewer myself, as you can see, and I represent now the St. Charles County. And the reason why I decided to talk about beer today is because testing helped me become a better brewer myself. And when I came to the US and arrived to the St. Louis area, one thing I learned is that having a hobby is mandatory over there, especially in the Midwest. Like, if you don't have any hobbies, okay, you just go home. Like, nobody's interested. And so luckily, I was already a home brewer back in Hungary, so I brought that over here to the US, so everybody welcomed me and accepted me as a fellow Midwestern. So I'm going to give you some examples how testing helped me become a better brewer. So first is going to be architecture. So of course, you need to understand your system, be able to select your machines and tools, basically doing a tool evaluation, to then use them in your brewing process and at the different stages of brewing. Basically, an integration to CI/CD pipelines. And so actually, one of the first things, well, the third big thing that I bought in the US after buying a car and a bed, I bought the brewing system. It's a true story. And then a couple of months later, my wife arrived to the US as well, and she asked me, hey, Peter, but where's the dining table? Where's the sofa? Where's the TV? What am I going to do? Okay, but of course, I fixed those issues later on as well. And you need a test strategy as well, because you need to understand what ingredients you need in order to get the color, the ABV, the alcohol content, all the yeast and hoppiness there. So you need to understand that. You also need to measure what you are using exactly and how that affects your budget. Like, where do you have to cut it back? For example, this is a very hop-forward IPA. So if I want a little bit cheaper beer, then next time I need to cut back from the dry hops. Then the test cases or the brew schedule. You are going to go through different steps, just like in a test case. And you have some expectations and some actual results. Sometimes they don't match, especially like, actually I was a little bit faster at the beginning, probably a little bit slower later. But I took some notes, just like as if I was reporting some bugs or issues, which helped me improve my processes in the future. Monitoring, again, it's very important in brewing as well. I have a little device that I can put into a fermentation chamber, and then what happens is I connect to it with a mobile application. So I see how the yeast is active. And when the yeast is active and it eats up all the sugar and creates those alcohol and all the other really nice added ingredients, then the temperature is going to rise. And I need to put that temperature down, decrease the temperature. So I actually have a really huge fermentation chamber to do that. So I know when to go down with the temperature with it. When it starts going down, I know that the activity is a little bit less, so I need to go up with the temperature. Once the sugar level is on the target level, on target gravity, I know that I need to stop now, and I can keg it and bottle it. And of course, sometimes things go south, and either because you did a mistake or just something doesn't want to go as you planned. And there could be a stuck sparge or a clogged pipe or something leaking, especially if beer is leaking, that's the worst. So, of course, you will do some troubleshooting, but because these things happen, now you understand how to fix those in the future, or you can come up with an idea how to evade those. So basically, just like design patterns and principles. And you need to prepare for the brew session. So I actually prepare my yeast 2 days in advance. I already put it in that, on the one that you can see on the left side. It's a yeast starter. So I prepare my data, and then, or like kind of a prerequisite, and then I have some post-requisites as well, because once I'm ready with the brew, before pitching it with yeast, I need to measure the sugar level and make sure that the application, which you can also see on that side, is providing the correct data. And of course, testing in production is one of the most important parts of the whole process, and something that not just the brewer is going to be participating in. And so there are different kind of beer styles, and for them, there are specifications that you need to follow. So the color, the alcohol content, the flavor, everything needs to be there. If you don't follow them, it's not going to be good for you in case you enter a competition. And actually, that's what happened to me once. Roughly, I think 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I entered a competition with a tasty beer, but I selected the wrong style. So I was last in line. But all these mistakes helped me improve my processes, helped me become a better brewer. And in the end, actually that happened a year ago, I won a local competition in my club. And because I brewed an actual real double IPA, and I think a good one, or at least a decent one. The judges thought that way. So the moral of the story is sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes others are making mistakes that we have to troubleshoot. But ultimately, we will get to learn a lot during the process, and this way we get more knowledge, we get more knowledgeable and more experienced, and we will become better testers or homebrewers. Thank you very much.